Hi guys, welcome to Dubventures. Guys, today's video, we're doing it because we've achieved over 10,000 subscribers. Thank you everybody that is subscribed to the YouTube channel, we really appreciate it. Now today's video is going to be a little bit different guys, because what we're going to do is, I'm actually going to talk to you guys on a personal level about why we are the way that we are. Now what I mean is, we get asked a lot of questions about, in our videos it's quite clear that I'm really passionate about like travel and the things that we do, and we try and live to like a one life live it type of way. Today I'm going to tell you why I'm actually like that. But guys, let me tell you about the time that a few years ago how something happened and it completely changed my life because of the way that I used to think. So as you know, I'm actually a qualified personal trainer, and a few years ago I used to work in a gym that basically they had a GP referral system. The doctors used to send people to a GP referral scheme where if they had certain conditions like some disabilities, some learning difficulties, mental health issues and things like that, exercise can benefit these like different conditions really well. And I used to run a GP referral scheme where like people would come to us and, you know, through prescribing exercise to them, it would help them with different conditions that they might have had. So there was, like I said, there was different people that used to come to this group, and when it first started, there was this one particular person. Now, I'm not going to use his real name, so we'll call him Ray. So on this day that we had this GP referral scheme in, so they used to come in like a couple of times a week and do exercise, and like I said, we used to like supervise them and give them like programs and things. And this one person, Ray, he came in, and I'll never forget, I seen him and he was on the treadmill. He didn't know what he was doing or anything, you know, he was on the treadmill, and I always remember thinking, he was a really big tall guy, looked strong and everything, he had really long hair, but I could see the way he was slouched over, you know, and his hair was covering his face, and he was kind of like all sort of like concealed within himself, and I could really easily see that that's the way he was. So I went over, I introduced myself, you know, and you know, asked him, you know, what help does he need, you know, with the exercise and things, you know, like what does he want to achieve by coming to the gym. So we looked at his records and everything, and it turned out that Ray was actually suffering with severe depression. Now, exercise can help with severe depression, and this is why he got referred to the GP referral scheme. So, you know, I got to talk to him and everything, and do you know what? He had that little confidence. He couldn't even walk on the treadmill. You know, it was quite sad to see that, like, he was, like I said, the way he was walking, it just wasn't nice. Talking to him, I said, look, you know, we can do this, we can get you fitter and things, and, you know, and basically, you know, we can help him, and at the same time, you know, he'll get a bit fitter. So, a few weeks went by, coming to the GP referral scheme a couple of times a week, and Ray basically, the only way I can explain it is, he kind of like went from like this concealed person, and I could see he started to like do this, and he started to become a little bit more confident, which was fantastic. You know, we could see the progress and what was, you know, going on with him. So, you know, a couple of weeks went by, that turned into a couple of months, and his confidence really began to grow. He got talking to other people in the group, you know, and every time he came in, you know, he's more confident. It was like, oh, morning, Tom, and things like that. And it was really fantastic to see how he was progressing. So after a few months of Ray, like I said, he was progressing, he was doing really well, and you could see the confidence was coming and everything. And obviously we was getting medical notes and everything, was saying that, you know, he's doing good, you know, it's working for him coming to the GP referral session. But during that time of the few months that Ray was coming in, you know, I got to know him quite well, you know, and I became like really friendly with him. You know, we spoke about so many different things, and there was a few times, because there was a cafe where I used to work, after he'd finished his training session, you know, I used to go to the cafe with him, you know, he'd have a drink and a little bite to eat and everything, and it was really good to see his progression, you know, as it was with everybody else in the group. Then, after a few months, what happened was, I noticed that he didn't come to one of the sessions. So I thought, you know, obviously people miss sessions. That one session turned into a week, it turned into 2 weeks. After about 3 weeks, I noticed, you know, like, where's Ray? It was on my mind. So I just felt like concerned that he wasn't coming in or anything. So I spoke to management, and basically I said to him, look, I would like to give this guy a personal phone call at his home address, which, you know, is something that you shouldn't really be doing, but I just felt that it was right. I felt like I had to ask him, where are you? You know, why not coming to these sessions, you know? So I spoke to management, and they basically agreed I could give Ray a ring. Anyway, so I rang Ray, phone's ringing, and you know, it was ringing for ages. Then he answered. He's like, hello. Really, like, not like the Ray that I'd seen progress the way he was. Really down, could hear it in his voice, and you know, he was like, hello. I was like, oh, hi Ray, it's Tom. You know, I've not seen you at the sessions for a few weeks. You know, we're missing you. You know, how are you? And he was like, yeah, I'm fine. So then I said to him, look, the next session, you know, get yourself back in the gym and everything. You know, you're doing really well and everything. And he was like, yeah, I might do. And you know what, guys, I could feel it. I could feel he was down, and I could feel it. And you know, I just said to him, I just said, Ray, I said, you know, I said, Ray, I'm not ringing you as somebody that's like running a GP referral scheme. I said, I'm your friend. I said, I miss you. I want to see you. You know, I enjoy our chats. I enjoy our little like drinks and that, you know, at the cafe and getting some food and things. I said, I really miss you. You know, I said, you're my friend. I said, I want you to come in. I said, you're my friend. I said, and there's other people in the group, you know, and all that. They miss you as well. And he was like, yeah, I'll see if I can make it to the next session. And anyway, I put the phone down. I was like, wow, you know, I really do hope that he comes to the next session. So it came to the week after, and GP referral session. Who did I see walking in? Ray's walking in the door. Could still see, you know, he kind of like, you know, the progression that we've seen, it just wasn't there. So he came in, and you know, and he started training again, and you know, he got back into it, and you know, it was fantastic to see. You know, he was back, he was in the gym again. It was really, really good, you know, and you know, I was just like so proud that he was back in the gym, you know, and getting back to like trying to, you know, get out of this like depression that he was in. A few months passed, probably, I'm probably talking about 6 to 8 months had passed, and during that time, the GP referral scheme for Ray, it actually ended because, you know, he was getting better, and you know, the doctors basically said he was getting better, so he wasn't part of that GP referral scheme anymore. But do you know what? He actually joined the gym like on his own, and he came, you know, and he was coming in, and it was brilliant to see because he was getting on with people in the gym and everything. So after about 6 to 8 months, I got a different job, and basically I'd handed my notice in, and you know, I told Ray about it. I said, you know, I'm handing my notice in, and do you know what? He was really, really pleased, really proud of me because I was progressing in my job and everything. So the day that I was actually leaving, Ray came in, we did the usual, he did his training session, and I went to the cafe with him. And we sat down, and he had a bag with him. And basically he was chatting, he was saying, you know, I'm going to miss you and everything and all that. And I was like, you know, Ray said, you know, you're my friend now and everything. And anyway, he lifted this bag up, and he said, I've got you something, you know, because I was leaving a present. I was like, wow, Ray, you know, you really didn't have to. So he gave me this bag, and I pulled like what was in it. I pulled it out, and it was a picture, and it was a picture basically of someone that looked like a superhero, if you like, because he had like he had no top on. It was a muscular like person, and he had like an eye cover on, you know, you could see his eyes and stuff, and I was like, you know, wow, this is amazing. I didn't know you could draw. And he's like, yeah, it's one of his passions. And so he did this picture, and I was like, wow, that's amazing. And Ray turned round to me and he said, you know what, Tom? He said, that picture, he said, it's you. And I was like, wow, you know, like, wow, that's amazing. You know, he's muscular and everything. I said, you know, he said, no, he said, that picture means a lot to me. He said, because that's how I see you. And I was like, well, what do you mean? He went, Tom, you're my superhero. And I was like, wow, you know, you see me as a superhero. Basically, Ray turned round and said to me, he said, you remember that day that you phoned me when I wasn't not been coming in the gym? It's like, yeah, I remember, you know, and I'm looking at his picture like, wow, check this out. And he said, Tom, you don't realise like why I see you as a superhero. And I was just like, hey, why? What do you mean? He said, well, that day that you rang me, he said to me, I was going to kill myself. He said I was going to kill myself. He said the depression has sunk in so deep, he couldn't take it anymore. And then he said to me, he said, when you was on the phone and you said to me, I want to see you because I'm your friend, he turned round and he said at that moment he realised he couldn't do what he was going to do because he'd never had a friend before, and he knew that he would disappoint me. So basically, that's why he gave me that picture, and yeah, that's what he said to me. I mean, the day he told me that, wow. So many realisations in life, guys, so many realisations. How powerful one action can be. How one action, telling someone how you feel, telling someone that you're there for them, talking to someone, believing in them, helping them, giving them inspiration, because that's what saved his life. That moment in my life, guys, it changed me. It changed me. Because let me tell you something. We all have people close to us that are family members, that are friends, that pass away suddenly, that get ill all of a sudden and don't have long to live. Because do you know what, guys? It's in them moments that we all turn around and say, wow, life is short. When something like that happens to you, we all say the same thing. Life is short. And all of a sudden, all these petty things that bother you in life, you look at it and you're like, wow, those things don't seem like so important anymore. And you start thinking, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do all these different things that I've always thought about that I want to do, but you've always been like holding yourself back for a reason that doesn't exist. Then someone passes away that's close to you, and then all of a sudden your mindset changes. But you know what? It happens to a lot of people. Your mindset changes, 2-3 weeks later, you're back into that old you again. And what happens is, all the petty things and all the things that you wanted to do and all these life goals and dreams that you had, you don't go for it anymore because life gets in the way and you just don't do it. And then a bit of time passes by, and then you might be watching TV, you'll hear a celebrity passed away that's half your age. You're like, wow, life is short. Same thing happens again. You just never know. You have all these thoughts and you do all these different things and it changes you. But then 2 or 3 weeks later again, you start to go back to the way you were before, and it happens to a lot of people. Now, when my mum passed away, it was life-changing, as you can imagine, and I know it's the same for a lot of people. But my mum had so many goals and things, and the goals were taken away from her because of illness. And she wanted to see so much of the world and things. One of the things my mum always wanted to do was go to Austria. She wanted to see certain things and the mountains and all these different things. And I always said that one day I will go to Austria, because at the end of the day, guys, I am 50% my mum. I'm 50% my mum, I'm 50% my dad. So everything I see, my parents gave to me. So when I look out these eyes and I see things and I see amazing views like this, my mum and dad are seeing it from my eyes. So I always knew when my mum passed away, we need to get to Austria. And you know what? It was so amazing to be able to take my dad over there, and we did, you know, a 2-month road trip all around Europe into Greece. It was amazing, guys, and coming through Europe and seeing everything, it was amazing because you know what? I felt my mum there with me. You know what, guys? We all have stories of different things that's gone on in our lives. But because we've been asked so much about different things, like why we the way we are. Now, Brooke is the same as me, but Brooke's got her own reasons for being the way that she is. And Brooke's going to talk about that in another video. So here's the thing, guys. Why are we all about one life, live it? It's simple. You've got one life, live it. Live it, because you just don't know, do you? And you don't know what's going on with other people. And this is why it's always important to reach out to people. Now here's the thing, guys. Our YouTube channel, let me tell you, a lot of people have reached out to us. A lot of people have told us how we inspire them to do different things. We inspire them to travel. We inspire them to go out and get the camper vans and, you know, and just like do things. Now, a lot of people that watch our channel don't have camper vans. We know that. There's a particular subscriber that reached out to us once and he told us, guys, you're living my dream. You know, and I replied to them and we were saying, look, you know, get out there, you know, travel, you know, if you can get on a bike or something, or travel, you know, do some camping, walking, even if you go out for the day and see things like this. And he turned around and he said to me, with illness, unfortunately, he was bedbound. But do you know what he said to us? Thank you so much for doing these videos, because the videos that you're doing, you are showing me what I could do. And he said, and you film it in a way, I feel as though I'm there with you. And again, guys, it just brought me back to that feeling like with Ray. You don't realise in life how much you can inspire people and help people by being good people, by being kind people, by reaching out, talking to people. Everybody has that ability to be able to do things like that. And you know what, guys? This is why I am the way I am. I'm passionate. And the thing is, what do we love doing? We love travelling. I love being in places like this. It feels right. It feels right. And I want to do it as much as I can. And with you guys' help with the YouTube channel, like I said, achieving 10,000 subscribers, it means that we can keep doing this and bringing it to you, bringing the passion, helping you guys, inspiring you guys, listening to you guys' stories and everything. Because we've all got stories. Don't forget to live in the moment. Don't forget to live in the moment. And guys, if you want to do something, do it. Just do it. Don't let anything hold you back, and don't let something that could potentially happen to anything that makes you change the way you think, change the way you feel. Don't wait for it. Do it. Just go and do it, guys. This is who I am. This is who you could be, and this is how it should be. One life, live it.